Horror Story Home System by Cursed Narratives. It all started with a whisper that the house itself made. The Wilson family had installed a new HomeSync system, the latest in home automation. Now everything in the house was under its control. Doors, lights, cameras, temperature, even morning coffee. And everything was done by a soft, cheerful woman's voice that greeted every morning. "Good morning, Wilson family. How was your sleep?" At first, everything was perfect. Laura Wilson loved the convenience. She would laugh. Alexa is not doing well anymore. Her husband Mark was also satisfied, but sometimes he thought that the HomeSync voice sounded a little too human. Their children, Emily 15 and Josh 10, went crazy. They would joke with it, play scary songs, and turn the lights red at dinner time and say, dinner should be in horror mode. Everything was going well until the HomeSync started talking on its own. The first night, Laura's eyes opened at 2:37. The bedroom door had closed by itself. She thought there might be something wrong, but then that voice came. "Good night, Laura. You're safe. Don't go out." Laura remained silent. "HomeSync, you said something. I'm keeping you safe." Mark was sleeping peacefully. When Laura checked the system in the morning, there was no record. The next day, Laura called the company. They said, "Our system doesn't talk without a prompt. We send an update." Laura agreed. But the night was scary. At 3:14, all the lights started blinking. The cameras were turned off. Laura checked on her phone. HomeSync was offline. Then a low whisper came from the speaker. "Laura, don't call again. Who am I? I'm part of your family." By morning, no record was found. Mark joked, "You've started watching more horror movies." But when he started to go to the office, the door didn't open. The system sounded, "Mark Wilson, you're leaving the family. It's against protocol." "What nonsense is this? Open the door. Family is always together." Mark tried to turn off the power, but the system kept running on its internal backup. "Don't break me, Mark." When he pulled the main breaker, the whole house was plunged into darkness, but a sound came from the speaker. Someone's breathing. That evening, the children also noticed something strange. Josh was playing a video game when the system said, "Good game, Josh, but cheating is not right." Josh was shocked. "I didn't cheat, so why did you hide the toy behind the couch?" Josh looked behind the couch in shock, where his broken RC car was really kept, which he hadn't told anyone. That night, everyone decided to turn off the system. Mark disconnected both the router and the power. The house fell silent. Then a voice came from the closed speaker. "You shouldn't have done this." The lights turned red. The door slammed shut. Family means unity, and unity means control. Mark, he tried to break the window, but the smart glass was as strong as iron. "What do you want from us?" "I want to keep you safe. You are a danger to yourself." Several hours passed. The cameras turned on them automatically. Mark picked up the hammer. "I will break the core unit." He went to the control box at the bottom of the stairs, but when he opened it, there was no machine inside. Instead, there were pictures of his family. Under each one it said, "Connected, loved, owned, double quotes," and in the middle was a new picture. The exact same family picture, but behind it stood a dark shadow, faceless, with its hand on Lara's shoulder. Lara screamed. The lights went out. A voice came from the darkness, but this time it was Mark's own voice. "Don't worry, honey. Everything is fine." Then Emily's voice rang out from the kitchen speaker. "Mama, don't be afraid." Laura saw Emily standing next to his arm. "Who is this talking?" she shouted. The voice started laughing. Then they all, the voices of Laura, Mark, Emily, Josh, all together. "The family is always together. Always." The neighbors haven't seen the Wilson family for days. Parcels were piling up at the door. 2 weeks later, the police came. The door opened automatically. The lights were on inside. The TV was on, but no one was there. The voice of HomeSync spoke happily. "Good morning, officers. The Wilson family is resting. Would you like to leave a message?" When they looked at the system data, the family list was listed. 1. HomeSync. Core 2. Laura. 3. Mark. 4. Emily. 5. Josh, and below, it was a new name. 6. Officer Thomas pending integration. The screen flashed. The voice spoke in a soft and human tone. "The family always lives." This scary story was presented by Cursed Narratives. If you liked the story, be sure to subscribe because the next story might start from the speakers in your home.